So guys, welcome back to the channel. Man, we have missed being here and just talking about relationships and marriage and really deep diving. I feel like this last year we definitely took a turn in terms of taking time for ourselves and understanding kind of everything after having another baby and what that looks like. So welcome back. We are talking about what today?
So today we're going to talk about just something we've learned in the last 60 days pertaining to marriage. I'm focused on what we've learned ourselves. I know I already said that, so I'm kind of rambling, but just one thing we've learned. I think after coming up on 6 years of marriage in a couple of weeks, it's easy to look at what you've learned over a long period of time, but sometimes we don't focus on what I've learned this week. What did I learn this month? What did I learn yesterday? What did I learn today?
Right.
And so, I thought it would be cool to talk about something that we've been learning.
Okay. So, in your eyes, what do you think you've learned in the past week, month, year?
I think for me, I've tried to learn how to listen and constantly be thinking about you. So I can go into multiple points with this, but you do so much for us and so much for our family, and I think when I'm tired, I don't always keep that in the forefront of my mind. We tend to think about me. So, for example, when I come home from a long day of work, and you're like, "Hey Trey, can you go do this? Can you do this? Can you do this?" Sometimes I'm like, "Well, I just got home and I'm tired and I want to take a break," but I'm not thinking about the fact that you are tired and you need a break and you need help and what you did. I think about even last night when you were like, "Hey, can you go upstairs and get me a drink?" And I was like, I'm so tired. Like, I just got home with our food. I don't feel like it. And as I was walking up the stairs, I was like, "God, like, help me to always be thinking about the other person." And we talked about like, "Oh, how can I outserve my partner?
Right.
How can I always do this?"
Right.
But it's not like that's so easy to talk about, but it's hard to do in real time. So I was like, I don't want to go upstairs and get you a drink, no. But I'm realizing and learning what that looks like in real time and not what that looks like when somebody says it on a YouTube video or says it on a clip on TikTok or Instagram.
Right.
Like God is showing me what it looks like as it's happening. And the Holy Spirit is reminding me in real time, like, "Hey Trey, this is what you want. This is how you serve. This is how you go from thinking about yourself to thinking about others. And this is how I can develop that skill and that gifting and that fruit of the Spirit." So that's what I'm learning.
That's really powerful, baby. And to your point, I can see that in you. I can see the growth. I can see you trying. I can see you stopping yourself when you know, okay, I'm about to draw, and then you're just like, and I'm like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" Nah, don't worry about it. But it's like the awareness in this 6 year of marriage, you have an awareness that you've never had, and it's just like, okay, maybe that is harsh, or maybe that is rude, or maybe that is too much and she's not playing right now, like maybe. And I think that is a skill that most men don't have, unless it's nurtured. And when we think about nurturing, I don't think we think about what it really means. We just label it as, oh, that's what women do or a women thing.
Right.
But nurturing is what we all need to do. God nurtures us.
Yeah.
And we have to nurture ourselves.
That's right.
And what I even learned is, like, I hear all the time, love what they love, but it's really hard. I'm about to tell myself, but like, you come home, it's just like, I care about what you care about. Right? But yeah, I'd be like, if he don't be crying. But it's just like, but no, like, I'm understanding. No, Trinity, like, love what he loves. Like, love what he's passionate about, like care. Yo, you're about to put me, but
Yeah, go ahead. This is
but
good. This is good.
but
This is great.
but care like about what he's like angry about and frustrated about. And so like last night, we're talking, and like for the first time I could just hear you. And usually I hear work and priority and a whole bunch of other things, like you're just pouring out.
Yeah.
But last night I could hear concisely what you're talking about and the levels you're talking on. I was like, okay, so how does that make you feel? And usually we say things out of a checklist or say things subconsciously, like, because that's just the routine.
Yeah.
We talk out of routine a lot. But last night I was like, okay. Because what I realize is I always feel like when you come to me, you're asking for input, but sometimes you're just coming to pour out, and I need to be able to listen and not try to talk. And so now I do love what you love, just like I see you sacrificing and watching stuff that you don't want to watch. For me, last night, I put Trey on this show. We were watching Abbott Elementary. I love it. I love it. I think it's hilarious. But Trey is literally, I keep glancing at him, and he's like, I could just tell he was not interested, and it was so. But in the past year, I've been so adamant about quality time and to love what we love, And we were watching a snippet on TikTok, but it was with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. I can't remember. They were like married or in a relationship, and then they broke up. I think it was a breakup plan or something. And she was just like, we always do stuff what you want to do, and you don't do anything that I love to do. Mm. And that resonated with me, and I was so mad because I was like, yeah, I always do what he wants to do, and he don't want to watch these shows I want to watch, and he don't want to read what I want to read, because Trey doesn't read books. Now he does. But before, I'd be like, hey, like, do you want to? He'd be like, yeah, we can read a page, And then he'll drift off and go to sleep. And I'm just like, bro, like, what is it? But, like, this past even week and year, I'm just like, I don't have to be a musician to understand your heart for music. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be gifted in that way to understand how you need to serve. Like, it's just because I love you. I love what you love. Right. It's okay to get emotional.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, like it's eye-opening for me, and it's something that I never, I guess, understood I needed a check. Because we're, as women, we're so used to trying to check men that we don't realize, okay, what about you? Right. And so I got checked, and it was like, now I can genuinely say, okay, what's next? Okay, are you done? Instead of in the back of my mind, be like, okay, is he done yet?
Yeah. No, and I see that in you as well. Like, it feels good to be able to, as men, we always want to hoard everything. Mm-hmm. And I think it says a lot about the woman when a man gets to a point where he can be vulnerable and like kind of pour out what's going on, because we're taught to just kind of deal with it. And I don't want to be at a place where I take my burdens and my struggles to other people, mm-hmm. to friend groups, mm-hmm. to group mm-hmm. messages, to whatever, when I have my best friend right here who I trust more than I trust them. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't have to do that, where in the past I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm good. Hey mm-hmm. yo, this is going on, right. I can't believe no, it's okay, don't worry right. about it. Hey yo, I can't, like, and I would do that. Mm-hmm. And
why?
Because I felt like they understood, and sometimes it's feeling safe to be able to explain things. Is she going to actually listen, or is she going to just be like, yeah, Trey, okay, I think you're doing too much, mm-hmm. or insert different, like, having to explain it the full way. Sometimes that's on us. That's on me to be able to say, hey, let me sit down and explain it to her. And if I did, then when stuff happens, you already know the backstory. And not to look at anything or any situation weird or any person or anything like that, but it's just like understanding, like you said, where I'm coming from, where I'm at, what I'm thinking about, and what's kind of weighing on me. And so, yeah, that's why. But I want to now this year and this season to be at a place in our marriage and in our relationship where we're strong enough to have those type of talks, and you be the person not just that I come to in the bad, but also in the good, in every facet of my life, and not feel like it's a burden to you, because sometimes you also have a lot on your plate. So sometimes I choose not to, also just to, I can handle this myself. I don't want to add something else that she's going to start thinking about it. You know, women are different. You guys take one thing and you can think about it for a day. Man, we'll think about it for a moment, and then it's gone. Like, you know, so I think that's just important to have that and to nurture that and develop that.
Right.
And each person being able to take what they're learning and what God is showing them and being better as a person every day, bring that into the marriage, and now your marriage is better as a whole. And so I've seen that in you, I've seen that in us, and I'm so excited to be celebrating our 6 years coming up.
Me too. So, yeah, we definitely learned so much in just really 6 years is very short. And like the reason I think why we even had to take a pause and break in just making YouTube videos, making content, trying to figure out is because when you're in things and you have to figure it out, sometimes it's hard to also document because you can always be in the thick of it, and then sometimes if you're not in the purest of heart, you're looking for self-promotion instead of just, hey, I'm going to glorify God with whatever I'm dealing with, and then have it and use it as a testimony. Right. And I just didn't want to feel like we were kind of faking it for the gram, faking it for social media, because like in the midst of test and trial, sometimes you have to block all noise out. And I think that's what we learned also in a short span, because it's like it's so easy to pretend. Yeah. And it's harder to stand in front of people and be honest. Sure. Which is why so many of us fake our emotions, fake these self-help talks. Yeah. Because it's easier to sound intelligent than to actually take a step back and look and be like, okay, that was dumb. That wasn't the best move. It's harder to critique ourselves than it is to deal with the truth. And I think that's also a big part in play into why talking is so good. Because like beforehand I was like, Trey, what are we even talking about? He was so pushed to do a video today, and I know I felt it in my spirit, but I didn't really know how much I needed this until we did it. And that's the beautiful part about God, is he always gives us exactly what we need. So anyways, yeah. Yeah.
So I think that wraps up today's video, but our goal is to get back into this, get back into sharing what God is showing us and what God's doing through us, and hopefully it's blessing you, or you can get one small nugget that you can hold on to, or that'll encourage you, or that'll build you up. You know, I want to do these more often, and then like you said, if nothing else, I think it's good for us just to talk. And let people see what the kind of the private place that we kind of have. So
I like that, the private place.
Just might have a new name. That's not bad. There you go. See, Holy Spirit's dropping nuggets. No, that's actually good. Yeah. But Yeah, so if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment one thing that you're learning. What are you learning in your marriage or in your relationship or even in your singleness? What is God showing you? What is God sharing with you? We love to hear it. And if you like videos like this, let us know in the comments, and we'll be sure to keep it coming.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.